A very good morning and welcome to our Rugby World Cup update. Today, the ABSA Red Bus, ABSA member of Barclays, is parked alongside the iconic Tower Bridge in London. When they actually constructed it, they had to drop 70,000 tons of concrete into the River Thames in order to build this 244-metre long bridge with the two towers which rise 65 metres into the sky. It looks absolutely magnificent, doesn't it? What a view! And we're just a day away from the Springboks' final match at the Rugby World Cup. They'll go up against Argentina for the bronze medal. Argentina, their coach, Daniel Arcade, named his squad to take on South Africa, and he named 9 changes to the side that went down 29-15 to Australia in the semi-finals. So it'll be a very different looking Argentina team. Now the Pumas, their best result at a Rugby World Cup was back in 2007 when they ended third and won the bronze medal final, and 3 members of the team that will be playing tomorrow against South Africa were part of that team back in France in 2007. So this is happening in the Argentina team. What's happening in the South African team? Simon Burke tells us.
Maybe not the toughest week in a Springbok camp, but certainly the most disappointing. Nevertheless, a team still needed to be named, and there are 2 changes to the starting 15, with Victor Matfield captaining in probably what will be his last test match, and Ruan Pienaar in as vice-captain for an injured Fourie du Preez. The players know they need to shake off the disappointment of last Saturday and get on with the job at hand, and that's playing Argentina in the bronze medal match.
The guys will be up for the game because we're doing it now for that Springbok badge on our shirts. So, I mean, if you could ask me when I was young if I could play one test for South Africa, if it is in the 3rd and 4th playoff, I'll do that. So, yeah, looking forward to the game. Guys must go out there and show why they're going to do it for South Africa.
It was tough on Saturday to swallow that defeat. We're so close to reaching our dream. But I guess in life, sometimes everything happens for a reason, and you always gotta have perspective when it comes to sport. Sometimes it can be cruel, and you just have to take it on the chin and move on. So I think for us, we've got an opportunity now to finish 3rd. And that's what we're focusing on. We would have wanted to play for gold on Saturday, but unfortunately not. We're playing for bronze. So I think, we just want to send off the guys that are retiring as well. Send them off well, and give them a well-deserved performance on Friday night. So that's all we're pretty much focusing on now.
Loet Diago, one of South Africa's form players of this Rugby World Cup, drops to the bench, while Rudy Page, the backup scrum half, comes up onto the bench. I'm Simon Burke, bringing you the latest from the Springbok camp.
All right, so the team has got one more match before they really start to evaluate their performance at England 2015. Talking about evaluating, World Rugby, the global organisation that looks after rugby, they've already started evaluating the success of the tournament, and they say that it has exceeded all expectations. And this was said by the managing director of the Rugby World Cup as they unveiled the brand new logo for the next Rugby World Cup come 2019. So it was unveiled yesterday, and they also gave us the date for the 2019 tournament. It's going to be held from the 20th of September 2019, culminating in the final in Yokohama on the 2nd of November. The logo bears 2 of Japan's most recognizable symbols, the rising sun and Mount Fuji. Then, Zimbabwe-born Australian star David Pocock is a massive fan of Sir David Attenborough. He said he's a huge fan of his stockies, adding that Attenborough is a hero of his. Pocock gave the boots that he wore against England in a competition to promote the awareness of the plight of the African rhino. And then finally, New Zealand are hoping to give their 5 legends, Captain Richie McCaw, Kevin Mialamu, Ma Nanu, Conrad Smith and Dan Carter, a victorious send-off. The Stalwarts will be making their final appearance in the All Black jersey at Twickenham come Saturday. Alright, it's time now for us to take a quick break. We've got more coming from our Rugby World Cup update aboard the ABSA Red Bus after this.
Catch! Oi! Sit!
Get behind Rugby World Cup 2015 on SABC.
World Cup update brought to you aboard our ABSA Red bus. Now, as we start to focus on the Rugby World Cup final, which will be taking place on Saturday between Australia and New Zealand, the first time that these two rivals will be competing for the world title, we start to anticipate what are the kinds of things that we'll be seeing in that final. We know that according to history, they're generally low scoring, very tactical, where tackling is a major part of the game. But then also we may see a drop goal or two. If you think about those finals in the past, 1995, 2003, that were actually decided by a drop goal, we thought we'd compile a look at some of the best drop goals that we've seen so far at this tournament.
Few forwards are settling in there. Fernandez, Lobby, and Kubeli again. Sanchez. Oh, little drop goal attempt. It's good. Well, that's I was going to say a strange decision. It's the first 3 points for Argentina. And is that the first drop goal of the World Cup? It's not the finest of the first drop goal of the World Cup. It wasn't a beauty, but here we go. Oh.
Now England looking for a drop goal. Farrell. Oh, it's going to be tight. It's there. Now the England fans are cheering the drop goal.
And that's the difference between kicking one over and missing one. Owen Farrell, correct decision, and the execution to get it just over the post.
Scotland really have their tails up now, trailing by just 7. They've scored all 10. Here's the drop goal for Pollard. He struck it well. Andre Pollard, the 20-year-old, puts it back out to 10.
Yeah, we spoke about half-time, just young, he's got his experience and his nature, and he knew that Scotland was creeping back into this game. He dropped into the bottom, kept his composure. And that's a wonderful strike.
Back it comes now for Biggar, strikes it sweetly, and Dan Biggar is celebrating, and the arm of Wayne Barnes goes up.
This has just sealed up what has been a very good first half indeed for the men in red. Well orchestrated, well organised, good carry up from Roberts, another carry up in the pocket was Biggar. He had to get it quite hard to get it over the charging defenders. Struck it sweet and Wales are in the lead.
Hughes, back feet.
Deep it comes, drop goal attempt from Pollard. Pollard strokes it forward and it is good from Andre Pollard. Was the only option after all those phases. Little wink from Andre Pollard, and South Africa take the points that all their pressure, all their effort deserve. They're back within one.
Line outside, slippery ball.
Knocked down to McCaw, who loses it, but Aaron Smith now has it. Carter has a drop kick. Carter, it is over! Well, you don't see the All Blacks going for the drop kick very often. But Carter realises now is the time.
Certainly, you don't see them kicking the drop goal often. Certainly, you don't see them kicking it from a bit messy ball.
I had to come outside once again because you just get the most magnificent view from where I am standing of Tower Bridge, such a recognizable symbol of London. But there is another landmark that is quickly also staking its claim on all of the tourists, all of the tourist photos, and that is the Shard, which was opened in February 2013. It rises over 309 meters into the sky, and it's the only place that when you stand in that one place you can get the entire view of the whole of London. You told me that this is the only place you can actually see 3 different Rugby World Cup venues from the very same point.
Yes, you can. You can see the Olympic Stadium, Wembley, and you can just about see Twickenham as well. So we've had quite a few of the World Cup people who have been involved with the organisation, the sponsors actually up here pre-competition to actually celebrate the fact that you can see those 3 stadiums from up here. This is an important business. It's an iconic building of London. It's now becoming very recognisable around the world, and therefore carries a lot of responsibility. So within the building, not only have you got this viewing gallery up here at 800 feet above the city, but you've got residential apartments as well, 3 restaurants, an amazing Shangri-La hotel with roughly 200 rooms, and you've also got office accommodation across about 27, 28 floors. You can see all of London, every single piece of London from up here, all the major landmarks, the London Eye, which is only we're twice the height of the London Eye, the Tower of London, Buckingham Palace, St Paul's, Trafalgar Square, you name it. From this location you can see the whole of London. Well, it's designed by Renzo Piano, very famous architect, and the Shard is one of 3 buildings that he designed in this particular area of London, the London Bridge Quarter area. There's another building behind us which is the home of News International, and another block or a new building that's going to go up. In fact, we've just started, which is going to contain 147 apartments. The building's over 1,000 feet tall. We're currently stood 800 feet above London. As said, it's twice the height of the London Eye, 4 times the height of Nelson's Column. There are 95 floors, I think 95 floors to the top. We're on level 72 now, which is the highest floor that's accessible to the general public. There's over 10,000 panes of glass in this building as well, which, as you can imagine, takes a lot of cleaning. And we might be lucky, we might see the guys drop down behind us in a moment, cleaning the glass, which they do on a pretty regular basis.
And it's really from this hotel that you get the most magnificent view of Tower Bridge, which was completed back in 1894. As we look ahead to the final 2 games of the Rugby World Cup, we've seen some amazing raw passion and emotion through the matches that we have already enjoyed, and we've compiled some of the best moments of them.
Is finding it just a little bit too much. Listen to this roar and the thumbs up from Paul O'Connell. Wales have done it! They have beaten England at Twickenham.
He might be one of the toughest men in world rugby, but he's got a smile that could melt an iceberg, and there we see it again. Argentina celebrates. And look at that for a moment. So much respect between those 2 coaches.
So who between Australia and New Zealand will be left with tears of joy and who with tears of defeat? We'll find out on Saturday for the Rugby World Cup final, which takes place at Twickenham, and something that you'll be able to enjoy live on SABC too. Until tomorrow morning, remember it's Bark Friday tomorrow. I'll see you with your Springbok jersey tomorrow. Goodbye.